What's up, dude? Hello everybody, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I know that I said I was going to have a part 2 on the Jessica Chambers case on Monday. However, a lot of stuff just came up and it didn't work. So anyways, I'm doing this one today, and then tomorrow I'll do a part 2 for the Elliot Blair case. I'm actually going to record that one after this video is done, so that way I can make sure that I have that one up tomorrow. Definitely. I already have it researched, I just got to make the video. So that's kind of the only thing that I need to preface this with for today. The only thing is, okay, guys, this case, I don't know why it got so difficult, after Jessica was found dead. Not found dead, after she was found with her car on fire. I don't know why it was so difficult to kind of put all the events that happened after that in order, but I'm sure that I have some stuff kind of flipped around, but this is just the best that I could get this whole thing into a nice chronological order. I don't know why it's this difficult, but this case just, for whatever reason, didn't get covered after Jessica had passed away. It's so confusing. So if you guys know more about this, which I'm sure that you do, definitely comment down below. I definitely want you guys to comment more information that you know about cases, because I think it is super helpful. And if you think I missed anything big that just I didn't talk about, definitely comment that down below as well. So, okay, now that being said, now let's just jump right into it. So, if you guys don't remember, in 2014, Jessica Chambers was found on a bridge on fire with her car, and the last person to be in communication with her was Quinton Tellis. Now, the two, they kind of had a sexual relationship. They had been hanging out and stuff, but they were not dating. They had known each other for 2 weeks. And yeah, he was the last person to be in communication with her. There's a lot of evidence against him that he was more than likely the person who murdered her. But that is kind of where we left off in the first part of this video, or in this case. So in 2017, Quinton was on trial for capital murder in the Jessica Chambers case. The jury consisted of 6 African Americans and then 6 white jurors. The trial took place in Batesville, Mississippi, which, if you guys remember from that very first video that I did about this, Jessica and Quinton had gone to Batesville, Mississippi, to a Taco Bell and had gotten something to eat, and then they drove back to, I believe it was... Hold on, I have it here. Let me look it up. It was in Cortland, Mississippi. It was where Jessica and Quinton each lived, but Batesville was only I think an 8-minute drive away. So not very far. So since the towns were so close together, of course, the people in Batesville had more than likely heard about the Jessica Chambers case. So after the jury had said that they reached a verdict, the court clerk read the not guilty verdict that they had come to. However, the prosecution requested that the judge poll the jury on whether or not they found Quinton guilty. And I guess they just didn't really understand what was going on. So majority of the jurors had found him to be guilty. So I don't know why they went back into court saying, oh yeah, he's not guilty. I don't really understand that. But the judge reread them their instructions, and after more than an hour, the jury came back saying that they were deadlocked and they couldn't reach a unanimous verdict. So altogether, they deliberated for roughly 9 hours. The trial was deemed a mistrial, and then a second trial came and went, and that too was a mistrial once again. But I couldn't figure out why it was a mistrial. If it was just that the jury couldn't come to a unanimous decision. If you guys know, please comment down below, because I could not figure it out. So Quinton Tellis and Chiquita Jackson got married on August 8th, 2015. So just keep that in mind. Ming Chen, I'm not even going to be able to say her last name. It's Hsiao. She was a 34-year-old Taiwanese graduate student at the University of Louisiana, according to KTVE TV. She went by Mandy, so that's what I'm going to refer to her as. Plus, I can pronounce that more correctly than her real name. So from here on out, we're calling her Mandy. And she studied education and tended to give out candy to the kids in her neighborhood, one of her friends had remembered and told reporters. However, Mandy was found inside her apartment, cut and stabbed more than 30 times. Some of the knife wounds were shallow, which means that they were meant to cause pain more than anything else, so like a form of torture, essentially. It's believed that she was killed sometime between 8:22 p.m. and 8:16 p.m. on July 29th, 2015. So this happens before Quinton and Chiquita get married. The relationship between Quinton and Mandy, it's not really understood. There had they weren't romantically involved, but yet it's like they weren't not romantically involved. Very confusing. There was video footage taken of the two of them at Walmart just a day before the authorities believed that Mandy was killed. Quinton told the cops that he went with her to pick up her prescription for a painkiller called Lortab, and he had paid for them for her according to the arrest warrant. In the days leading up to Mandy's murder, one of the neighbors told authorities that she noticed Quinton going in and out of Mandy's apartment at least 3 times. The same neighbor said that she heard the pair arguing at one point and that she found Quinton to be creepy. So now we're going to jump back to July 29th, 2015. At 8:16 p.m., 2 calls were made from Mandy's phone to Chase Bank, but whoever was placing the call would hang up and just wouldn't say anything. So within 2 minutes, there were 2 calls to Chase Bank from Quinton's phone. However, during the second call, the caller provides a debit card number and PIN. According to the arrest warrant, AT&T records indicate that Quinton's phone was within 600 meters, so roughly 197 feet, of Mandy's apartment. The next day, Quinton asked his now mother-in-law's neighbor to take a blue Chase debit card with a Chinese name on it to an ATM and withdraw $2,000. This is according to the neighbor. The neighbor took the card to an ATM and checked the balance but didn't make a withdrawal. Excuse me, so this is from the neighbor that had talked about Mandy, not the one that actually took the card to an ATM. On August 1st, somebody in Vicksburg, Mississippi made a $400 withdrawal. According to phone records, Quinton happened to be in Vicksburg at that time. More than 2 weeks later, back in Monroe, Louisiana, an ATM camera caught Quinton 3 consecutive days making withdrawals starting on August 17th. When the police asked him about this, he claimed that he got the debit card from a drug dealer named just the letter J. Then he would later change his story and claim that he got it from a crackhead named Kenny. Then Quinton's wife's cousin, Eric Hill, came forward saying that while he was giving a man named Curtis Lemons a tattoo, Curtis admitted to killing a Chinese girl by ULM. That stupid mother effer Quinton got caught using her debit card. Eric identified Curtis in a lineup, but when the cops showed Eric a photo of Quinton, he said that he had never seen him before. From info gained by other interviews, the cops learned that Eric was Quinton's cousin through marriage and that the two of them would regularly hang out. When the cops confronted Eric about this, he admitted that he had implicated Curtis because he was just mad at him. He then said that Quinton told him some intimate details of a crime that lined up with the circumstances of Mandy's murder. However, the cops couldn't link Curtis to the murder. The Louisiana court has already sentenced Quinton to 10 years in prison for using a stolen credit/debit card. The murder warrant for his arrest in Mandy's case came after he had already been extradited back to Mississippi on the murder charge of the Jessica Chambers case. On November 2nd, 2022, it was announced by officials that Quinton would not face trial for the murder of Mandy. The indictment had been dismissed by 4th Judicial District Court Judge Larry Jefferson on the basis of information that the state of Mississippi wanted Quinton to serve a 5-year prison sentence for other offenses. So, to the best of my abilities, those are the events that have taken place now since Jessica Chambers has been murdered. I think it's crazy that Quinton is getting in trouble again for a second murder that may or may not be able to be proven once again. It's incredibly sad, and I really, really, really hope that both of these families of the victims get some kind of justice in one way or another. But that is my video for you guys today. I hope you found it interesting. Again, if you know anything more about this, comment down below. But that is it for me today. So I will be back tomorrow with another True Crime Career video. Bye, guys.